Is there any other way to get through a window or get through a door? These are simple questions that we need to be asking now. We shouldn't be ashamed of asking, because if they don't give you the right answers, like what you said, send the kid to a private school or homeschool them.
Or charter school, or switch schools.
Yeah.
You don't hear, Joe, you don't hear about shootings in private schools, right? It rarely happens.
I don't know that I've ever heard of one in a private school, to be honest.
They take it serious, there's so much. I'm so disgusted with politics lately because of this bill that just got passed. With giving this money, this $50 billion over to Ukraine, when the people in this country are suffering. Our schools. What could we do to secure our schools with that $50 billion? How many veterans that need jobs could we hire to work at these schools? How about give police officers tax credits to work a couple of hours volunteer at their child's school? We think, but if everyone's going to focus on the Second Amendment, it's just going to be another blah, 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 and nothing's going to get done. But
Andy, I want to stop you there. On the same day that we're talking about this, and some of you will be hearing this the next day on Sean Hannity's show, Biden is now signing some bill to I don't know, put on some registry police officers that are being called violent or something. He's got some other bill, some other radical thing that's going after police officers that you and I rely on to keep us safe in our communities. We're living in a backward world. We need more good guys that have the ability to nullify a bad guy, and yet we've got the President of the United States the day after Uvalde happens talking about some list of police officers and what they can and can't do when they're dealing with a suspect. It boggles my mind.
it's horrible. We're tied the hands of those police officers that we need to support them and give them the equipment, to respond. What I would say to the president is, I even hate saying that to the president, this guy. But what I hate saying, what I would do is I would say to him, how about you sign an executive order holding these mental health counselors accountable for letting these mentally people on the street that are a danger to themselves and a threat to society and not having a background so they're able to purchase a rifle. I've done a statistic, and out of the last 25 years, Joe, 50% of these mass shooters were seeing a mental health counselor.
Wow.
And not one was either a threat to society or to themselves. So none of them ever got a background, and not one would have been prevented legally from buying a firearm. So let's hold those people accountable. Let's not look at law enforcement who put their life on the line every day they put that uniform on.
Well, and by the way, it was a law enforcement officer from a Border Patrol tactical team that killed the bad guy in Uvalde. Without him, you might have 200 dead people in that school. It's Andrew Pollack. And again, Andy, I've got a different website up underneath you, so it's Byrna.com/school safety to find out more about how to keep kids safe in school. Yeah, you're right. The $40 billion they just agreed to is ridiculous. Another 14 or 15 billion already went to Ukraine while we've got 19 dead children at a school in Texas. It doesn't make sense. So let's say that you don't have a bunch of extra funding, but tomorrow you